After that exciting match, we wrap up our sports section. Now, moving on after the commercials, we'll see how a young group of scientists from Brazil has just discovered a new bacteria that might solve one of our biggest problems, plastic waste. But will it be enough? We'll soon find out after the commercials.
Train, sweat, activate.
McDonald's is now serving breakfast all day. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Who's your daddy?
Every year, 8 million tons of plastic waste end up in the oceans. There are materials discarded incorrectly which, with rain, reach oceans in the most remote places on the planet. According to forecasts by the United Nations, if nothing is done, in 2050 we'll have a greater volume of plastic than fish in our oceans. Currently, various actors in society are mobilizing to rethink the excessive use of plastic. In May this year, 187 countries signed up a pledge with the United Nations to monitor and restrict the delivery of these plastics to developing nations. Yesterday, the Genetics Department of the Federal University of São Paulo made a breakthrough that may prove crucial to the fight against plastic waste. Reporter Joe Burrow has the latest. Good morning. I'm here today with Sérgio Carvalho, the leader of the team, to discuss what happened yesterday. First of all, how are you feeling after such an important breakthrough? First of all, I have to say this was the combined effort of my team and the result of countless hours of work and full dedication of every single person in the lab. It couldn't have been possible without the help of my colleagues. While all euphoric from the achievement from yesterday, we still know there's much more to be done, and honestly, the testing procedure has just begun and requires our full concentration. I'm sure the whole world is excited to see what comes out of the testing. About the organism itself, would you go into more details about how it works? So, the organism is actually an artificially created bacteria capable of decomposing plastic. In nature, a simple bottle of PET takes hundreds of years to decompose, while with our organism can take less than 1 day. We based the genetic foundation on a pre-existing bacteria called Ideonella sacchinensis. But it wasn't enough to decompose all the plastic on the planet, so we decided to test it with thousands of different genes and see if there was a possible combination. And actually, another enzyme that was artificially created in 2016 happened to work with our base bacteria, and it was called methase. And it funded perfectly with methase, which is the only enzyme that our bacteria previously produced. So after combining and modifying the genetic aspects of the bacteria to integrate this new enzyme, we were actually able to create this organism that decomposes plastic in a rate never seen before. Wow, that's amazing. How did you and the team come up with this idea? We're all animal lovers, we love the planet, and we were very worried about what's happening to it. After we graduated, we knew that we needed to do something that was important and that would actually make a difference. Plastic waste may not be the main problem that humanity will face, but it is one of the most important ones. And it was the one that we felt was the most close to our specialities, and the one that we could have the most impact on. So that's why we decided to tackle this problem, and we're very happy with the end result. Thank you so much for answering. Thank you. Thanks, Joe. It is certainly refreshing to see such a brilliant group of young scientists fighting so hard to change what's bad about the world. Now with our guest speakers. I actually respect the breakthrough a lot, all the science behind it, but I really don't think it will make any difference whatsoever in the situation of plastic in the globe. We would need billions of these bacteria to do any significant reduction of the quantity of plastic in the ocean, and I just don't think we are at the level of producing that many organisms to make any significant progress. I actually disagree with him. I think this organism can be quickly mainstreamed into factories and made very cheaply. And if the big recycling companies actually think it is a good way of decomposing plastic. It is profitable. I'm sure scale won't be a problem. So I respectfully disagree with you. I will just say that we can't deny that this is a very important discovery for science. That even though we may disagree if it's going to be scalable or not, it is very important to recognize and praise these young scientists because what I have done is amazing. And I just want to end this debate in a way of gratification for their discovery, not to attack what they have achieved. Thank you for our guests, and what an interesting topic to debate. With that, we wrap up the science section. Moving on to politics after the commercials, we'll see how Joe Biden has recently admitted that the initiatives made by President Trump were actually good, and the embassy should stay in Jerusalem. The state of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is still intense, but no one knows what will happen next.